Yeah, you read that title right. On today's episode of Metal is Cringe, a Thai metalcore vocalist was caught faking cancer. Ronnie Radke goes absolutely ballistic on a fan. We touch briefly on the Oceano drama, and Knock Loose is scaring the hoes. If those hoes are 50-year-olds who watch Jimmy Kimmel.
All of that on today's Metal is Cringe.
Hi, howdy, and hello. Welcome to Metal is Cringe. That's our show here on Banecdotes where we cover all sorts of news in the world of underground music. So we don't want to waste your time, so we're just going to jump right into our first story.
This is such a crazy headline.
I know.
The lead singer of the Thai metalcore band Anilin admits he fakes cancer for financial gain. According to metal publication Lambgoat, in July of this year, Bon, I'm not going to attempt their full legal name, vocalist of Anilin, reported that he had been diagnosed with stomach cancer. The band's record label, Grayscale Records, even apparently requested donations to fund treatments because he was from a third world country. However, it's been revealed that the singer has been lying about his diagnosis.
Yeah, so the vocalist told Lambgoat themselves, "I would like to offer my sincerest apologies to everyone for everything that has transpired, especially for both the deception around my health issues and the false claims that were made. I deeply regret my actions and fully accept responsibility for the mistakes I have made. I am truly sorry for the harm and distress this has caused." Bone quoted personal financial struggles, including debts from illegal loans and poor business decisions that he failed to manage over the years as reasons for his lie. He said, "The situation escalated to the point where I couldn't see a way out, and I was placed under immense pressure both financially and personally, which led to the mistakes I made." That mistake being that he lied to his friends and family about a very serious cancer diagnosis. So forgive me if I'm not feeling particularly empathetic for this guy.
No.
Pretty bad. He continues, "Unfortunately, I have betrayed the trust and kindness that so many of you have shown me." He continues, "My poor decisions have impacted not only my own life, but the lives of the others around me, and I deeply regret that."
The vocalist also clarified that no one else was involved with the lie, including the bandmates and Grayscale Records. In fact, the other Anilin members have provided a statement on Instagram claiming that Bond deceived them as well. It's a long one, so we won't read the whole thing to you, but essentially boiled down to it, it says, "Due to Bond's illness claims, the band gained significant attention, leading to increased show bookings and merchandise sales. However, the band refrained from any activity during this time as it believed it would be inappropriate to act while key facts remained unclear. We, as the remaining members of Anilin, deeply regret the pain and distress caused by Bond's actions. We understand the trust and support our fans, friends, and collaborators have placed in us over the years. We are heartbroken that this trust was misused by someone we considered a brother."
According to the remaining band members, effective immediately, Anilin will suspend all activities, including performances, merchandise sales, and any use of the band's name in any capacity. Homie fakes cancer, which is already pretty crazy. You know, every time a story like this pops up that someone does something like this, it's like one of those like universal things, you know what I mean? Where it just like no one is going to be understanding of this. I mean, yeah, it sucks to have like financial issues and stuff like that, but like it's just like so disrespectful to people who actually have to live with like an illness like that. And it's interesting how much this like kind of fucks up any chance this band had of going forward. Like this is always going to be tied to this. They got to change their name. This isn't good for this band at all.
No, this is the legacy that's happened with this band. It's always going to be remembered. It's going to be forever stained to them. It'll be the first thing someone will say once that band name gets mentioned. They need to stop, move on, start something up new, completely remove themselves from this band. And I'm sure someone like Grayscale Records would totally be behind it. You know, knowing that they're, you know, these musicians were pretty hard at work already or whatever, since they already put a little bit of money into them already. I can see that already happening, but they have to completely remove themselves from the situation. And they pretty much have, you know, left this guy out to dry and made a statement on their own and said like, you know, this is kind of messed up and we're going to do what we can to repay our fans. So they are, you know, doing what they can to remove it from the guy. But even further so, they need to drop the band and do something new. This is a milestone, and this is where they call it a day.
Even beyond just like the simple morality of, hey, you shouldn't lie about cancer. I don't know how someone could like live with the stress of having to keep that lie up. Like that's got to be like one of the hardest juggling acts to possibly perform. Like, God, like how do you even? God, I feel like I'd be so stressed out all the time.
Yeah, it's not a good one. Don't do it. Don't do it, kids.
We don't recommend faking cancer on this channel. Hot take. I know.
Hot take.
It's a hot take.
Yeah.
Shouldn't fake cancer. So we like to talk about cringy stuff on this show, but you know what's not cringe, Phil? Taking care of your mental health. Now, before we get into some of the sillier stuff in this episode, I did want to quickly address a story that I came across. Whitechapel taking a touring break as Phil Bozeman addresses his mental health struggles. Whitechapel have pulled out of their planned tour with Thy Art is Murder in Mexico and Latin America this fall. Phil Bozeman, vocalist of the Knoxville deathcore outfit Whitechapel, opened up regarding the cancellation of the tour plans, which will now see Thy Art is Murder going it alone. As Bozeman put it, he's in the process of weaning off of decades of using the antidepressant Zoloft to treat his mental health issues. Due to some complications with the process, he has found himself needing time to adjust to the side effects of withdrawal and readjusting to life without the aid of the medication. In a statement issued today, he offered to all of our Mexican, Costa Rican, Colombian, Chilean, Brazilian, and Argentinian fans, we regret to inform you that we will not be embarking on this tour due to mental health concerns regarding myself. I will be okay, but I need time to get right for myself, my fiance, family, friends, and all of you. Your support is immeasurable. Thank you all so much for everything. Here's to strengthening and healing, taking care of yourselves, and never stay silent on your mental health. It is our foundation for life.
This statement was shared in a video by Bozeman himself that we're going to play for you so you can hear from the source directly.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Phil from Whitechapel here. I was wanting to make this video, this unfortunate video. I have had a traumatic childhood, and I've been on mental health medications since I was a teenager. I started to come off of them because I wanted to. I wanted to try to not rely on medication months back, and it has had a very bad effect on me, and I am been having mental health issues. I've been on Zoloft ever since I was a teenager. For those of you that don't know, the childhood I'm talking about is my dad passing away when I was 10 years old, and then my mom passing away around 5 years later from drug abuse. And and from an early age, I was put on Zoloft, and that basically numbed me for 30 years. It's not making me necessarily worse, but I just haven't felt things because I've been numbed for 30 years, and coming off of it like the way I have has been the healthy way, but it's also come with consequences, and I have not felt things that I should have felt in those past 30 years. And it is, really affecting me, very, very emotional. And I'm going to try not to choke up on you guys here. I'm just coming to you as just a normal person. I'm just a normal person, just like all of you. I just, with the love and support of all of the guys in the band, my family, my fiance, I'm going to correct this, and want to get better for not only myself and my family and friends, but also for you guys. we'll get through this. And thank you guys so much for the support. It's on the top of my pedestal as to what I appreciate, so.
Okay. Yeah, this feels very relatable to me. I had a period in my life. Well, I mean, I quit alcohol, so I definitely have had my fair share of like withdrawals and stuff like that. But I even took I'll just say it. I took Effexor for like a few years and I quit cold turkey on that as well. And I had to like go through the process of like dealing with like brain zaps. It's a pretty jarring experience. It's tough. And I think it's important when people like Phil are open about this, especially when there seems to be like a new wave of that sort of toxic masculine idea that you have to like just like not give a shit about anything, and it's like sadness is weakness, and like admitting you have depression is bad, and like, oh, just go to the gym and shit like that. So
And I certainly don't have any experience with the medication, but I do have experience being on the road, and it is tough doing that even just on a regular tour, without having to get antidepressants and substances involved. So once those come into play, obviously it's become tougher, and in no way, shape, or form do we expect Phil to, go through that kind of stuff. So we wish the best for him, and hope he has a safe and healthy journey. And hopefully we get to see Whitechapel soon. And then soon enough, we'll get a new Whitechapel record. Yay! Well, and thankfully, the videos have been well received by the Whitechapel fan base. And there was an outpouring support on the video above, including many peers from the metal scene.
yeah, we wish Phil. Oh shit! We wish Phil nothing. What are you doing? This is a serious. It's like the only serious one. We wish Phil nothing but the absolute best. We do commend him for being so open and honest about his struggles. It is a message that a lot of men, particularly I think young men right now, need to hear, that it's okay to seek help for your shit. Yeah, and if you're watching this and you've, felt similar ways, just know that you're important and you matter.
Next on our doc, Adam Warren quits Oceano following the backlash to controversial American Rejects tour.
Yeah, so when this first started unfolding, I thought we were going to cover the whole thing. But as the statements and the Twitter fights kept going, this got longer and longer. He kept issuing statement after statement. So the video would have been us for an hour reading Twitter fights. And we didn't want to do that to you guys. So I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of everything that's happened with Oceano. So they announced that they would be joining the American Rejects tour. This was going to be headed by Attila and Dealer. Both these bands have sorry, that's a YouTube thing, allegations thrown at their singers, as well as both said singers just having reputations for being pretty unlikable people. Oceano was called out by their fans. They were asking why they would take a tour slot like that, only for Adam Warren to get into like a full-scale Twitter war with a bunch of fans. And issuing statements that eventually led to him promising that he's just going to quit Oceano altogether. So Adam initially responded by saying he doesn't keep up with internet stuff when addressing fans who were responding to let him know about the accusations that have been leveled against both Franz and the singer of Dealer, Aiden. Fans felt that that's a pretty dismissive way to respond. I agree. You could literally Google either of these guys, and on the first page of Google, you would find their accusations. However, I do feel like in all of this, Adam did have a point when he said, I had zero idea. My name is being tossed around alongside fucking people who have people accusing them of horrible things and getting upset with me because I'm just hearing about it. In real time, people swarmed me while I was still figuring out what was going on. So basically what he's saying, and I do kind of agree, is that like he was kind of being scapegoated as a new target in this situation. He really doesn't have anything to do with either of these guys' accusations. You know what I mean? He was just going on a tour. You should probably be more informed as a touring musician. But yeah, people have spent so long like complaining about, what a scumbag Franz is. And like Aiden is definitely a lesser known person, but he's still widely known in the music scene as a bad guy, someone who's been discussed to death as well. So I feel like for people who had like a mob mentality and just wanted to be angry at someone, Adam became a pretty good target because Adam actually gave a shit. Like, he was like responding. He's being like, well, I would never stand for this and stuff like that. Like, when people get into this sort of mob mentality and they see that you actually give a shit and will respond, they're going to go harder on you. Whereas when someone like Franz, who's headlining the tour, it's his tour, he's the reason anyone's even mad at Warren, just says like, fuck you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, these people don't seem to carry the same ire. You know what I mean? Like, they back off of him, but because Adam actually gives a shit, they've made him tailspin into quitting the band, which is fucking crazy.
This is bananas.
Yeah, Adam went on to say a few days later that being on stage was never really his favorite part of being a musician anyways, which sounds kind of like a bummer. Like, playing shows rules. But yeah, unless we hear otherwise, it sounds like he's sticking to his guns and he's quitting Oceano. This is it after whatever set of shows. One thing I found really interesting, Phil, is I don't know what video we were doing, but we were talking about deathcore bands and their lyrics, and I'm pretty sure brought up how Oceano was never like the type of band to write about like just like I'm gonna kill you and really enjoy it, sort of like music. And in these statements, he came out talking about how like religious he is. So I think we found our reasoning on why their lyrics seemed so much better, I would even say. It's a weird way of putting it, like, but more thought out is what I'm looking for. A little more...
it aged well. It aged
a little
better.
more substance than like, I'm gonna hurt this girl because she doesn't like me.
Yeah, and... Yeah, and they did that interesting thing that like a band like The Chariot did, whereas although they may have been religious, you wouldn't have picked up on it unless somebody told you. Like, it's in the lyrics and it's inspired, but it's not like literally like Bible verses.
Yeah, I would have never guessed. I would have absolutely never guessed.
Yeah,
honestly, Oceano's like getting close to being like a 20-year-old band, if not a 20-year-old band already. So I mean, I guess it's not a big deal if they throw in the towel. Their last album was pretty good. It didn't like stick with me, but like it sounded cool when I did give it a spin. We've talked about that before as well. So, I mean, I don't necessarily care if he throws in the towel, but it seems so wild to announce a tour and then in a week you're like, I'm dropping the tour, I'm quitting the band. Like, it's like, it's crazy. Like, he had, and like, yeah, man, he just like, he went online and saw what it could be like and just like immediately was like, this is fucking nuts. Like, I just don't want anything to do with this.
They really came after him. They really got him in the comments and yeah, this is, he spiraled pretty quick.
Yeah, and I don't want people to feel like we're clowning on him too much. Like, a lot of people even came out and said like he's always been nice. Like, someone commented somewhere, I was reading that someone said like he would like for the last like 15 years, he's just like at every show at this one venue, like no matter what the genre is. Like, he sounds like a good dude. And it's unfortunate that like things got as rabid as they did because, yeah, I mean, again, on the one hand, like, yeah, maybe you should be informed about stuff like this. And maybe he was, and they just were like, we'll just, you know what I mean? We didn't do anything. We'll get like this new wave of fans from this massive audience from Attila, you know what I mean? But nah, people got real angry and that's it. Easy come, easy go. Rest in peace, Oceano.
Speaking of unlikable people, it's time for the Ronnie Radke report. Oh no, I dropped a mini egg. You know how it is.
I did. Oh my God, you were shaking your shit, brother.
I'm shaking my ass.
Shake that ass, Phil. Shake that ass, Phil. Shake that ass, Phil. Okay, guys, everyone's favorite cry bully, Ronnie Radke, is back at it again. Falling in Reverse's vocalist had a heated reply this week when a fan just asked him for an explanation as to why one of the shows got canceled on their European tour. They did cite production-related logistical issues at the time. Go ahead and insert your joke here about how bands can't play without their backing tracks. Falling in Reverse canceling shows has become almost like a meme at this point, Phil. As the group is leveled up to like larger venues and more demanding tour commitments, they just seem to drop shows all the time. One of their most famous tour drops was in 2022 when they famously had to drop a tour because they forgot to bring their laptops with them, which is so funny. I mean, when you understand how important backing tracks are for some bands, like how literally necessary they are in terms of just being able to hear your own mixes and stuff, I do get it. But it is really funny still to be like, we can't play because we're missing our laptops. Like that doesn't sound, at least try.
Do you though? So, or do you give him a half-ass show, or do you not play at all? That's the real question here.
You give him a half-ass show. You absolutely give him a half-ass show. During a stream that Ronnie Radke was doing, he was asked by a fan in the chat why the Vienna show was canceled. So rather than simply explaining the reason or even saying that he didn't want to talk about it, Ronnie decided instead to flip the fuck out. I went digging for this. I did some serious data scraping to find this. I went on YouTube and typed in Ronnie Radke Vienna. I was able to find the footage from the kick stream. Someone did clip it, so we're going to throw that on screen for you. He's gambling on a website, Roulette, while he's doing it. So he's like streaming gambling to like probably a relatively young audience, which is sick. Ronnie, you're the best. Here's that video of Ronnie. I have it set to like 1.5 speed, so we don't have to watch. We'll blast through.
We'll blast through his ass.
Why'd you say that?
What?
We will not be blasting through Ronnie Radke's ass.
Oh.
Funny. Why did you cancel the show in Vienna? Listen, you guys will never understand what it's like touring across the country, exhausted and tired. We didn't cancel the show. Shut the fuck up, Wednesday. You can fucking get the fuck out of my stream. Shame on you for coming to my stream. You don't know why. You guys are just fucking fans. You don't understand anything to do with it. You don't understand why shows get canceled. The fuck out of here, you fucking cunt. Fuck you. Ban this bitch. I will. I'll just ban her. People don't understand. You guys just get fucking mad because you can't see your favorite singer. You understand what fucking venues do? There's a whole fucking laundry list of things, of reasons why shows get canceled, guys. It's not like I don't feel so good. Or even then, if someone doesn't feel good, you guys still fucking berate us. When somebody's sick and they have to cancel, you guys still fucking berate everyone. So go fuck yourself. Fuck you.
The guy just sitting next to him.
I fucking hate fans like that. You're not a fucking fan. You're an entitled, spoiled little fucking
That guy
brat.
comes in at the end and says something more unhinged. It's so weird, dude. Just wait.
Go fuck off. Fuck you. I'm dead serious. I know. I can't stand that. We didn't get to go see our favorite singer perform. You have no idea how this shit fucking works. You think people just cancel shows to cancel them? Yeah, some people do. You know, some people do that. Who cares?
You think people cancel shows just to cancel shows sometimes? Well, sometimes they do.
Well, sometimes they do, okay?
Fucking high IQ take, bud.
Fucking, it doesn't, you don't need an explanation on why we canceled the show. Just know that it's probably for a fucking important reason. So go fuck off. Anyway, welcome to the stream, guys. With your fucking parasocial relationships, thinking that you have any sort of true connection to fucking, to the person, you know, the band member. You owe us an explanation. I don't owe you shit. You understand? If a show gets canceled, know it's for an important reason. You don't understand. There's safety things. There's reasons for, there's people's personal healths. There's safety issues that happen. There's literally so many laundry list of things that are potentially at play here. It's not just, you know what? I don't want to play Vienna. Cancel it. Fuck these people. That's not how this works. You understand? I didn't get to see my fucking favorite band play. You know what I mean? Like that's how you sound. You just make the band members not like you.
Such a weird thing to say, dude. You just make the band members not like you.
Is this guy next to him in the band?
I don't know, dude. I thought it was Franz at first. I was like, oh man, this is a fucking dangerous room right here.
He kind of looks like that metal comedian. Huh? I can't remember, Brian something. He's got like a very monotone sounding voice.
Anyway. You guys don't understand. You just don't get it. You know what?
Anyway.
The rest of the tour's canceled. I don't feel like playing. I'm not Playboy Cardi. Okay? We don't, not Axl Rose. We're not doing that. You understand? There's reasons. We have reasons to believe that Vienna fans are soft as shit. That's the reason why we're not playing. Just kidding. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking about that. But hey, shows get canceled, man. Motherfucker. Bad Omens canceled an entire Europe tour because his mental health. I don't see any of you guys fucking getting mad at him. You understand? Go eat a fucking Vienna sausage and shut the fuck up. All right, guys.
All right.
Whoever picks
Let's
the fucking
gamble.
slot machine that wins the most today gets $2,000 cash out.
Let's gamble, yeah. Let's do this, guys.
I love Willard. He just looks at me. He's so uncomfortable right now. He doesn't understand.
No, fuck these motherfuckers.
This guy's it's so funny.
You want me to tee off on them too?
Yeah. They can't see you, bro.
They can't see me good.
What?
I saw somebody in here talking shit.
And what are you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna drop a pin where I'm at. Wait, you're here too. I'm gonna drop a pin where Tyler Burgess is at, and you gotta take it up with him. He'll beat the shit out of you.
So this fan asked, like, probably said something like, "Oh, I love you guys. Why did you cancel your tour?" 5 minutes later, this guy's like, "I'm dropping my fucking location. We're fighting." What is going on with these dudes? Like,
This is insane.
yeah, this is it. Wait, that's the end of it. It sucks because I don't even want to watch the full 4 minutes because it's just him spiraling for the 4 minutes. But it's so worth getting to the end where his buddy's like, "I'm actually even more fucking crazy."
You know what? I'm actually angry too, man.
I'm gonna fight your fans, Ronnie.
So good.
Good stuff, buddy. Oh my god, so glad Epitaph just keeps him around. Makes sense to me. Keep the greats. Hollywood Undead would later come out to claim that Falling in Reverse canceled the show due to Ronnie getting sick.
Wait.
Yeah, could have just been like, "I'm sick."
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, Hollywood Undead was like, "Yeah, he told us he was sick."
Knock Loose's Jimmy Kimmel live performance ignited outrage among the show's regular viewers. Knock Loose's performance of their Grammy-nominated song Suffocate, featuring Poppy on Jimmy Kimmel Live November 25th, has ignited a firestorm of social media complaints amongst the show's usual viewership, ranging from absurd to the downright comical, painting their performance as a horrifying assault on their senses. You know, I was trying to enjoy the program. I was sitting on the couch with my son, who is an adolescent, waiting to see the musical guest because we like the nice music the show usually books. By the third or fourth junt from the guitars, my son was in tears. He doesn't like scary things. And quite frankly, I think the Kimmel show and its staff should make a formal apology.
Man, I gotta tell you, I've seen that one. It's gotta be fake.
It's good.
There's no way to refer
My
to it
son.
as a junt. Yeah, the junt. He's an adolescent in all caps. There's no way that one's real.
Yeah, that's someone from
so
the
funny.
hardcore Reddit, like just trolling hard, for sure.
Oh my god. So funny. Another notable post read, "How do I sing along with this? LOL. Sounds just like a screaming frenzy to me. Actually starting to hurt my ears. People who listen to this have no room to complain about crying babies or screaming 2-year-olds taking a tantrum. Haha, unreal. They call this music, Jimmy? I like how they're addressing Jimmy directly." Jimmy! Why is this playing on the TV, Jimmy? Oh my god. So since the performance aired, there's been no shortage of confusion, bewilderment, and disapproval from Jimmy Kimmel viewers who, I guess, typically wouldn't be fans of heavier music. But the discourse around this has actually served as a bit of a rallying cry for like bands to come in and just talk about how like cool this whole thing is. You had like the Periphery guitarist Misha, who said, "God damn, you love to see it," and such a legit band too.
Yeah.
Attack talked about how this was a big moment for heavy music. And honestly, one of the best quotes I saw was from hometown hero Brendan Murphy, who wrote, "When we toured together years ago, Knocked Loose slept on the floor at my parents' house. And ever since then, whenever I go home, my parents ask how they're doing. And last night, they got to watch them on fucking Jimmy Kimmel." It's a very good point. Like,
It's insane. It's absolutely bananas. No, this is awesome. This is obviously this is huge for the hardcore community, And we love to see it here on Bananecdotes. Like mainstream people are getting into like some really cool heavy music. It's something to be said. Knocked Loose have worked very hard at where they're at. You know, they played Coachella, so I think, you know, they earn these kind of positions. You know, and you know, it's to be said the same thing about Turnstile. A lot of people, you know, don't like Turnstile, but they've worked really hard and come a long way. So shout outs to all of that happening.
You know what's so interesting about that though is the more successful Turnstile got, the more they kind of dialed down the aggression. We've talked about this before. The more successful that Knocked Loose gets, the heavier they get.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember Brian saying before the newest record came out that like, oh, we might do some different stuff than we've normally been doing. And I was sure that meant there were going to be some clean choruses or something on it. It's their fucking craziest record so far. It's their heaviest record. It's their most experimental record. Like, yeah, they're so cool. Like, I genuinely don't understand how Knocked Loose is doing this. Like, it's crazy, their success. They're so successful for a band that just gets heavier and heavier. Like, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. And we had Gojira play the Olympics. Like, this is cool. This is really cool. I have a question for you that might be a very hot take, and I probably shouldn't even invoke something like this, but I'm just going to say it. Back in the early 90s, a little man named Kurt Cobain came and like pushed a type of music into the mainstream audience that it just seemed impossible. It was gross. It was weird. The lyrics were strange. It was grimy sounding. Like, grunge was such like a thing that just should have never been as popular as it was. Is Knocked Loose the Nirvana of the 2020s?
Holy cow. That's a big statement to say. I can see it. I see where you're coming from. It's that'd be yeah. I mean, they could be bringing a lot of metal, and like what's specifically interesting about their type of metal, it's like that beatdown hardcore, so it's very breakdown oriented, and you could really get into breakdowns and like, you know, what's a band that someone can listen to, you know, Harm's Way, and you can find other bands. You can find like a whole web of bands just through just listening to Knocked Loose. And maybe not Nirvana, but maybe someone.
No, but is that not what Nirvana did? You start with Nirvana, and then like 5 years later, you're listening to Sonic Youth and the Meat Puppets.
There you go. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see where you're coming from. Sure.
Knocked Loose is the Nirvana of the 2020 guys. Sorry, don't know what to tell you. Let me know in the comments how wrong I am.
All right, folks, that's it. That was Metalist Cringe. What did you think? Leave it all down below in the comments. If you aren't already, subscribe to our channel. We're almost at 1,000. Let us get there. We're clawing our way there. If you aren't already, hit us up on our social medias. That's just at Bananecdotes, BANDECDOTES. And if you do any recording, whether it's in a studio or in your basement or in your bedroom, use a program called Lander. You can use it and find it through our description in this video. All right, Tyler.
We out.